Hi, this is Ben from 561 Music Podcast. Right now, we're trying to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. It just helps us get out there more. It also enables us to monetize the podcast, to make it better, do more advertising for it and things like that. Subscribe to the podcast and hit the notifications button. That'd be doing us a really big favor. Thank you very much. Welcome to 561 Music. My name's Ben.
And I'm Hector.
And how are you doing, Hector?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I've been mixing the album, and that's been going pretty good, actually. I've been making some headway, but I've definitely been sending myself a little loopy with it, and you guys told me to take a couple of days off, didn't you?
We did, man. You can get way too close to that and spend way too much time, and you needed to give your ears a rest, so
yeah,
it was time. It was time, but we're getting there. We're getting close.
I think I'm allowed to start poking at it again tomorrow, aren't I?
I think so, yeah. I think Thursday was the magic day, so we're supposed to give you notes, so I'm going to give you a long, legal pad of 38 things that are wrong with it. That's not true. That's not true. It sounds good, man.
Yeah, it's definitely coming together. I'm really happy with it. I figured out a way to get the drums in there, which was really the piece for me that was driving me crazy. But I figured out this way of essentially linking the kick drum to your bass, which has been working great. And so when the bass breathes, the drums breathe with it, which is I think I figured out an awesome way of doing it now.
Yeah, no, it sounds very natural, man. And I've been the sample mixes you've sent to us, man. I've been anybody who would listen, and most people who wouldn't listen, I'd be like, here, listen to this.
Yeah, man.
Give me your opinion. Give me your thoughts. So,
yeah, totally.
So there's people that don't even know me that I'm like, hey, listen to this. Tell me what you think.
I was really tempted to give one of the mixes to Cooley so he could put it. So we did an interview with Cooley Ranks from the Toasters and Pilfers. His main band is Pilfers, and now he's gone out on his own as a solo artist. But he does a podcast/radio show called Car Sessions 2035. Yeah, we were on that yesterday, weren't we?
That was fun.
Yeah, it was. And I was tempted to give him one of the mixes, but then I thought I might get in trouble, so I didn't. I decided to steer away from that. But yeah, that was a good time because I've known Cooley Ranks for many years. Maybe 15 years, so it was really nice to touch base with him and be on the other side of the microphone for a change.
Oh man, yeah, he was a nice cat, man. He was just a good fun guy to talk to. So
yeah, absolutely, yeah. What have we been doing gigs wise this weekend? I can't even remember right now.
What did we play this last weekend? We played Conky Joe's.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
And we played
Patty Max.
Yeah.
Patty Max was great, wasn't it?
Patty Max was stupid busy, crazy, man.
Yeah.
I think it was because we were off for a month from there, so then we came back and they missed us. Yeah,
man. It was a lot of fun. I love playing there. It's basically, I said it in a post about a week ago. In many ways, it's the band's spiritual home. We've been there in O'Shea's, but more there really because we've been playing there for so long. I mean, maybe over 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good time, man. There was a lot of people there. It was a really good time. I mean, seriously, no matter what we did, they were cheering, and it was like I could have burped in the microphone and they would have been cheering. It was that stupid.
It was wicked. I remember going there with Micah Scott, over 10 years ago with a demo, and we'd spray painted covers for the demo, and we showed up and we went around all the bars, and Patty Max was one of the ones that we went to and got a gig there. Gave it to Adele, who no longer works there, but it's a shame because she was a good friend of mine. She's a sweetheart, Adele. So if Adele ever happens to listen to this episode, hi Adele. But yeah, so we have Closer to the Ocean with us, and we've got Laura and CJ. How's it going, guys?
It's going good.
What's happening? Good to be here.
Yeah, man, it's nice to have you. So I guess a great place for us to start would be, how did you guys all meet as a band? You want to answer that, Laura?
Yeah. Carlos and I both worked at a guitar center together.
Oh, really?
And we were both drummers.
Right.
So, I had already been there, and I heard that we got a new drum tech, and everyone's like, oh, he's this super great guy. You're going to love him.
Right.
And then next thing you know, flash forward 4 years later, here we are, best friends.
Oh,
and
cool.
yeah, it's been cool. We had We only worked for about a year together in
Oh,
the
a year and
store,
a half,
but we've
yeah.
been doing this now for like 4 years.
Cool. Are either of you guys still at Guitar Center?
No,
No.
we
Right.
quit our job.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
we totally quit our jobs. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, wicked. So, did you start working at Guitar Center to meet musicians? Or that part of it?
Yeah, I mean, I already had the concept for the band. We're going on like 12 years now. So I was down a couple members. I had just one other person at the time, and the people that rotated in and out of there were good, people to try and just meet and have it like. No one actually worked out except for Carlos,
Right,
but we went through quite a few of the people that were
gotcha.
employees.
Yeah, Scott Gaylor worked at Guitar Center for a long time. You get some real players in and out of that.
Oh
place.
yeah. Now, Laura, you actually play guitar in the band, though, right? Okay, and so at the time, were you playing drums or were you playing guitar?
Yeah, I mean, I've always played the drums since like grade school. I was in like marching band and all that.
Okay.
And I was having a hard time like singing and playing the drums. I didn't want to wear that like Phil Collins microphone thing.
Sure, yeah.
So I knew that I needed a great drummer, and I found one.
Oh,
Awesome.
wicked.
Yeah, awesome.
So that was the changeover was when CJ joined the band.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big kind of moment.
Yeah. Had you played guitar before that?
Yeah, I had always kind of played the guitar in the band because I write the songs.
Oh, gotcha.
And I write with the guitar
Yeah.
parts.
So getting back to when you were a kid, did you have music lessons growing up? Like, did you have drum lessons? Or anything like that?
Well, I was in like middle school band. I've
Right.
been in classically trained. Like I went to FAU for music.
Really? Okay.
So I've done the whole ride of like 10 years of classical
Oh, wow.
symphonic band and all that.
Yeah, cool.
As a drummer.
And that included like individual lessons and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with some like mallet instruments and
Right.
like things that were out of the realm of it being just drums.
Sure. Yeah.
Because when you play the drums in school, you also have to be able to play the xylophone and the marimba,
Yeah.
and that was always super tough. So I had to have lessons.
Yeah, and they're
to do
basically
that.
laid out like a piano, so it's a
Yeah.
very good just
Oh, yeah.
general music
Mm-hmm.
kind of
So much
like knowledge.
like the
yeah.
theory and all that is
Yeah.
like right in there.
Absolutely, yeah. I have a piano student right now who plays the xylophone and the marimba, and as a result, he knows his way around the keyboard.
Yeah.
It's really just about teaching him pieces. I didn't have to teach him, what the notes were or anything
Right.
like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be hitting it with the sticks.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Did you take lessons when you were a kid, CJ?
Nah, man, 0 lessons.
Right.
I think that I sat behind the drum kit for the first time, and it just kind of came out.
That's cool.
But yeah, no lessons. Pretty much self-taught.
Yeah, have you done the classic YouTube University thing where you like watch videos and stuff like that?
Kind of like that.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. A lot of people do that, and even I'm a music teacher, but I find myself learning things off YouTube all the time, and perhaps more in certain things more than the teachers I've had over the years. So it's all out there if you want to find it, isn't it?
Absolutely.
When you were a kid, CJ, were your parents into music?
Yeah, so my musical background pretty much started, my mom and my dad were into ska.
Really?
Spanish.
Cool.
Spanish ska.
ska.
Right, and so I
Yeah.
know that's a little out there, but yeah, that was one of the first bands that I liked. Was a local Venezuelan band called Desorden Público, which meant public disorder.
Sure, yeah.
And it was a Spanish ska band. It's just crazy. That was my introduction to the band and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sound and being there. Ska band. Yeah, that's
So is
my background.
your family Venezuelan?
Yeah, my entire family. I was born in Venezuela. I moved to Florida when I was about 11 or 12.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been here pretty much most of my life.
Yeah, wicked. My whole thing in my 20s was ska, and I played in a ska band, and I love ska.
Awesome.
So yeah, is that so? That's what you grew up listening to? Your parents were into that?
Spanish rock.
Yeah.
Lots of Spanish rock, different bands, and also ska. So yeah, that was very young. I'm talking like 5, 6, 7, 8.
And did they take you to shows at that age?
They took me to one show.
Yeah.
Right. But not too many of them.
Yeah,
But
gotcha.
we sure did listen a lot. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
That's great. were your parents into music when you were young, Laura?
Yeah, my mom is like a Deadhead,
Right,
so
right
she
on.
loves the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
And when I was 2, they passed me over the fence at a Rolling Stones concert as a baby.
Yeah.
So I got in for free, just right up. Like my dad was already in, and she passed me over the fence, and I was a little 2-year-old baby at the Rolling Stones.
Oh,
which was
wow.
crazy. I have
That's
no
awesome.
memory of that, but they,
Yeah, sure.
they tell me it was. They tell me I had a great time.
That's awesome. Did you keep that going over the years?
I must have like gotten some sort of like, you know.
Did they keep taking you
subconscious-
to shows as you were growing up?
Yeah, I mean, like my mom just loves like live music. She's always trying to get me to go see like Crazy Fingers, and
Oh, cool.
yeah, she loves that. So.
Yeah, that's great. Do you guys live kind of near each other these days?
Yeah, she lives in Delray.
Oh, that's nice. It's nice to have a family that's into music. My family's into music, and it makes a big difference. Just growing up with it
Oh, yeah.
around you. Was it them who got you into playing music, and had taken lessons and doing the music thing at a young age, or was that something that you just took a natural shine to?
I think I just wanted to do it.
Right.
My dad had guitars, but he couldn't play them.
Yeah.
He just liked to collect, like,
There's a lot of people like that,
Les
yeah.
Pauls and things like that.
Yeah.
But I remember them being in the garage, but just unplayable, like totally out of tune and
Yeah.
dusty. But there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, when it comes to your writing process with the band, A, do you have one? And B, what is it?
Yeah, I think I have a process. I like to do words first.
Yeah.
I'll have a big, like a notebook. I like to write things down.
Yeah.
And I'll do just word vomit, really.
Right, yeah.
And then I kind of go back and piece it together with what are usually very like simple chords. Like as a drummer, like my guitar style isn't, I'm not trying to do super crazy things, just enough to kind of have the melody.
Yeah.
And then also have this like lyric on top of it, kind of, in that folk, in the
Yeah.
Bob Dylan kind of realm of things.
Yeah, sure. When it comes to writing, are there some, outside of Bob Dylan, is there any sort of influences that you would say have sort of pointed you in the direction that you write in?
I like all kinds of music. I really like hip hop and things like that. And I like the cadence
Yeah.
of some of the the hip hop. I try and incorporate more that style into our kind of rock, like a fusion of both.
Yeah, cool. I can relate to that. And,
Yeah.
my band were heavily into hip hop when we were playing punk, and that definitely ended up being infused by it.
Yeah.
I think like having a broad musical sensibilities like that can be a good thing and really creative. Sometimes it can produce terrible music.
Yeah,
It's just all
yeah,
over the
some
place.
weird stuff.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool. So are you ever involved in any of the writing, CJ?
Not as of yet.
Right.
I do play the drums for the band, and I actually recorded the guitar tracks for the single that we just released. So I do a little guitar playing, mainly drums though.
Gotcha. So when you recorded your latest single, what's it called again, the single?
It's called Give It What You Got.
That's it. Where did you record that?
We recorded that at Power Station Studios in Pompano.
Yeah, cool. How was your experience there? Did you enjoy
Great.
Yeah.
Rob was really great.
it? Yeah.
And the Neve board, the whole thing, we definitely
Yeah.
wanted to do like a Dave Grohl kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So we were able to do that. We were super excited. And because he has 1 out of 9 in the country.
Yeah.
So that was really cool for us. Even just seeing like the name on the tape over there was just like, it was
Yeah,
awesome.
it's super cool, and I really enjoy that place. So with my band No Name Ska Band, we sent our drums to be mixed there.
Mhm.
I did most of the mixing on the album, but we got them to do the drums just to put it through all the nice gear.
Yeah.
Makes
yeah,
it sound
yeah.
way
Yeah,
better.
it was great.
Yeah. So you've recorded that single there. Have you recorded anything else there yet?
No.
Okay,
No,
that's
we've done
that
the
one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, wicked. So one of the things I know about that place is that they use this kind of slotted pine technique that has, and he goes, I think the reverberation time he goes for is like 0.25 seconds,
Mhm.
as opposed to it just being a completely dead room. There's this brightness to
Yeah.
it. And it's really cool.
Yeah, we're so happy with the way it came out, and
Yeah, sounds great.
yeah, it was awesome there.
Yeah, nice one, man. Have you ever done any home recording?
We have. We
Yeah.
kind of dabble in that. Even just to get like ideas out, things like maybe that you're not gonna like officially release, but I always have it set up just in case you want to hop on and
Yeah, wicked.
have it be
What
ready.
What do you use?
Well, sometimes too, I just use on my phone.
Yeah, for sure. It comes out remarkably well on the phone, honestly.
The iPhone is
The compression it has on there is insane. It
Sounds
just
okay.
works great. Yeah.
But
Have
yeah, I
you got like the whole laptop set up? on
yeah,
it?
yeah, I have just like the interface and everything just ready to go. You know.
What
you
What
know.
software? What software are you running right now?
I actually like Studio One,
Okay.
which is like, not a lot of people use it, but I got into that like from Guitar Center, and it's awesome. It's
great.
It's like it automatically does the color coding,
Yeah.
which I know it's like a silly thing, but to just be able to press like on the next track and have it be the next shade of blue, it was just like,
Yeah.
I love
yeah.
that.
Oh, that is cool. I've never used that. Maybe I'll give it a look.
Yeah, it's
I've
great.
just been using Logic since forever, and that's kind of where my
It's similar to Logic. I have
is.
Logic too, but I
Yeah.
like Studio One.
interesting. I'm gonna check it out. Does it come with like any software instrument or anything like
Yeah,
that?
it has the whole suite of like you can sign up. It's like a membership kind of thing.
Oh,
But once you're signed up, you have access to all their stuff. And
interesting.
it's
I'm
all
gonna check it
nice,
out. I feel like I know Logic so well that I've found
Yeah.
myself in these like routines, and so I think it might be quite creative to mix it up. Just use a different door, and I bet you it would change the way that I do things a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
It's easier to get kind of just stuck in these grooves when it comes to
Yeah.
production. When now we're mixing this new album, I had my friend Rocky come over to help me get it started, just to give me an angle on it, like a fresh
Mhm.
angle. And I ended up getting all of the Abbey Road Waves plugins, and we're just using
Cool.
them across the whole thing to get a bit of tape warmth. But we actually recorded at Sun Studio, so it was already pretty warm.
Mhm.
But then just for things like the drums and just the overall mix and mastering and stuff, I ended up using these Waves plugins to get that. I've got like a ton of them on my computer from back in the day. I bought like almost all of them when I was like 25, and I just kept kind of
Cool.
putting them on my new things. But now I've increased that. You should see when I click on the menu for my plug, it's just ridiculous. So many.
So many.
yeah.
That's great.
It's a lot of fun. So when it comes to practice, how much do you guys practice as a band? Do you get together a lot and practice?
Yeah, we do like once a week.
Okay, yeah.
We like to
Yeah.
practice down at Marquee,
Right.
which is in Deerfield.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Super nice, like full back line. We just show up. They already have the drum kit.
That's
and
great.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice space over there.
Yeah,
Super
wicked.
fancy. I love
Yeah.
that place. I really like it a lot. The guys everyone there just super
Yeah, they're great.
helpful.
Yeah, wicked.
It's a great space.
Yeah, I want to go and check it out, actually. I bet there's some nicer spots a bit further south. I mean, we've got nice spots up here, too. It's not that. It's just, I'm just always curious about what's out there. Marquee, it's called, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Marquee.
Oh, wicked. So the other thing I wanted to know is, when it comes to when it comes to practice on your own, do you still practice, would you say? Just like regular stuff, like,
I would
scales
say, yeah. We do a lot of, as drummers, we kind of hit the pad.
and stuff?
We can do that. We'll do that 6-7 hours.
Yeah, we
something
could
like
do that a really long time. We
Oh,
like
wow.
hitting the
Just
pad.
love
Yeah,
that.
there's nothing
Yeah.
better than hitting the pad.
And then just playing, like, picking up the guitar and maybe not even like practicing, but trying to come up with something new or just picking it up and playing a little.
Yeah.
That's at least like once a day, something
Yeah.
like that.
Nice.
I noticed that on Spotify, you got the verified artist thing. Do you have, when it comes to that side of things, like promotion and things like that, are you doing it all yourselves, or have you used?
Yeah, for the
any
most
kind of-
part, we're like
yeah.
totally independent. We've done pretty much everything ourselves,
Nice.
which has been fun.
Have you been doing the thing where you try and get on playlists and all that
Oh
kind
yeah,
of stuff?
oh
yeah.
tons of that.
Can you
That's
tell us a
tricky.
little bit about how you do that? Because it's something that I'm trying to do more of at the moment. I've been using Submit Hub and things like that.
Mhm.
And I just wondered how you guys went about it.
I'm on Twitter with it.
Right.
It seems like that's a great like platform to have it be like there's threads where people are just like, hey, looking for new music, and some of them are kind of spammy, but some of them I think get listened to, and then
Yeah.
you can see it the next day. It'll say on Spotify like where your song's played, and
Yeah.
we've gotten like a ton of plays in Germany and
Yeah,
and
we're
some
blowing up
random
in Germany
places,
right now,
yeah,
actually.
from that.
You and David Hasselhoff, right?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I got to tell you, Germany is a country of real music appreciators. Well, when I used to tour in Europe, I'd always look forward to going to Germany
Yeah,
because the gigs
yeah,
are
they
always
love it.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is crazy to us. Like,
Yeah, totally. And I don't know what I'm not a huge Twitter user, so I'd never thought of going that
Me
angle.
neither. I wasn't either.
Yeah.
But that was the best, because every platform has its own kind of like subculture.
Yeah.
And this was you could reach more people that maybe weren't in your immediate network.
Yeah.
And have them, check out the song.
Well, I'm going to be doing that
Yeah,
then this
hit 'em
week.
up, yeah.
When it comes to the broader kind of social media stuff, who would you say is the busiest person with the band? Like, doing all the
We do about
promotion
half
stuff.
and half, to be honest.
Okay.
We try to split it, half
He
and
does
half.
the morning. He's a morning
Yeah,
person.
I'm a morning person, so
Right.
typically I'm up at
So depending
5,
on the time
6
of
in the
day,
morning.
you're either talking to Carlos, and then I take over around 6 or 7. By the time I'm awake, I take over.
Yeah,
and,
wicked, man.
Yeah.
So you, when you sort of sent us some of the details about the band, one of the things said you played over 100 shows. What kind of shows have you been playing, and where do you
The
guys
last
play?
one we just played at Tough Times Tavern, which is like a cool little dive bar in
Yeah.
Pompano Beach,
Yeah.
which was super cool. Sometimes we do like craft breweries and things like that don't have like the full bar. So
Yeah.
all
Can
of
you-
my friends
Can you
play.
do like the whole like the 3-hour thing, or do you do more like show length?
We do, yeah, like we'll do an hour,
Gotcha.
something like that. We like to play with other bands too, and,
Yeah.
and meet other, we had a cool band that opened for us that was,
Tawahidu?
yes, they were cool.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got to look them up. They're called Tawahidu, you said?
Tawahidu.
Which means
yeah,
unity.
Unity, yeah.
Oh, nice. In what
We-
language?
We learned
Some-
Not sure. We're not
Yeah,
quite
we're
sure,
not
but
we're not-
we know what it means.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, send me the name of it after this, because I want to check
Absolutely.
them out.
Yeah.
We're always looking for new
Yeah,
bands,
yeah.
obviously.
Yeah,
'cause-
Yeah, for
we
sure.
love that.
Yeah, wicked, man. Because I know that one of the ways that we do it as Killbillies is that we use those 3-hour gigs, and we kind of leverage them to kind of sprinkle our original material in them. But I'm also in bands down here that do it like that, where it's like you put a show on,
Yeah.
and you have other bands, and I think that if you're only playing original music, that's really the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Have you guys ever played at Propaganda?
We have,
Yeah, I
yeah.
saw a
Yeah.
picture. Yeah.
Yeah, you must know Matt if you know if
Yeah.
you're in that ska band. of
Exactly.
his.
Yeah. Matt and I are in the same band.
Who
yeah.
else do I know? The trombone player,
Andres.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah,
I've
right.
known him a long time.
He's a blast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. Where else did I see you play? Revolution Live.
Yeah, we did that, which was really that was like a bucket list kind of thing. We
Yeah.
love that.
What kind of gig was that? What were you
That
doing
was we opened for like it was like a reggaeton artist. His name is Worldwide Wednesday,
there? Yeah.
and we just got linked up with him through like some networking stuff, and it was a couple other local bands. And Carlos was actually supposed to play with me. He wasn't in the band yet.
I wasn't in the band.
But he was,
I was supposed to play the bongos for that show.
My guitarist, he broke his leg in a motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
So I was gonna get up there and do it with just a drummer and myself, and he volunteered to step in and play some acoustic, percussion kind of stuff. And it didn't work out. He never made it. So we brought just a random guy that I knew from the store on stage with us, and he played a bit of the tambourine and rain stick.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we just had a total stranger basically.
Bit of rain
do
stick
it.
in there.
Yeah, and
I
he
bet
did
a
great.
rain
Shout out to Bowden.
Bowden, yeah, he was a great guy.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And you guys have normally 4 members in the band?
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Okay, and so why don't you give a shout out to the other 2?
Yeah,
members
who
there?
else is in
Yeah.
it?
Masty and Patrick. We love you guys. We miss you.
Masty, which is funny
We'll-
because
we'll
his
see them
name is
tomorrow.
Carlos.
His
Oh,
name is-
really?
But he goes by Masty.
Masty, which we're still getting used to.
We're still working on
calling
that.
someone that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
I'm kind of digging it now. Like I'm,
And then
I'm
Pat,
getting
we
more
call him,
I'm getting more familiar with it.
Pat
Like
Clapton.
I like that.
Pat
Pat
Clapton.
Clapton. Oh,
That's a good one.
love that.
That's a great
Someone
rock
put him
name.
just recently that nickname.
Pat Clapton.
So the
I
guy who
love that.
didn't need the nickname at all got a great one, and we're still working out Carlos and Masty somehow.
Just-
He
Yeah.
doesn't like Carlos number 2 either. We can't.
yeah,
There's no,
you can't
there's no
do
numbers.
Carlos. I'm cool with CJ. I
So
like
I
Yeah, I was
gotta-
gonna say just go by CJ.
That's it.
He
Oh,
can
is
he
that
can
what's
have
happening?
Carlos.
Yeah,
you can be
problem
Is
CJ.
this
solved.
official now?
Absolutely.
You heard that? You heard that, Masty?
CJ it is.
Problem solved.
Yeah, that's perfect. So I recently got a rock name because someone if I shave my head, I look a little bit like Billy Corgan, and someone who knows that about me saw me with like a neckerchief on, and said that I looked like Willie Corgan, 'cause I look like Willie, a cross between Willie Nelson and Billy Corgan.
That's cool.
So my rock name is now Willie C.
I like that.
I like that.
Willie.
Did we ever come up with one for you, Hector? I can't remember.
Not so much.
We were always went with Jean-Luc at one point.
Yeah, wrong turn Diaz, just because I always missed the turn all the way to Diaz.
Yeah. Been there.
Yeah. It's great. It's great because Ben actually plays. He sings and then he plays guitar and saxophone on stage. And so when he breaks into a guitar solo, one of us will lean into the mic and introduce him, and be like, Ben, why don't you get on that guitar? And then he plays. And then he gets ready to do the saxophone. And we're like, Willie C., get on that saxophone.
Yeah.
And people look at us like we're nuts.
Yeah.
love
I'm
that.
not sure anyone really understands it yet.
Yeah.
I think we have to make it a little bit more obvious. I think they just think James is mad.
But which he is. It's just fun. It's fun.
It's all good though. So I was going to ask, when it comes to the style of music that you guys play, what would you say it is?
Wanna take
You
this?
know, like our fans have described our sound with a 90s tone with a modern touch to it. You
Like
know,
a modern edge kind of thing.
absolutely. So
Yeah.
I mean, it really reflects our musical influences, like the
Yeah.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, Third Eye Blind, Green Day, bands that we love, bands that we grew up listening to.
Yeah.
So inevitably, there's gonna be some of that, mixed into our sound. And,
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, that's the music that we loved, and that's kind of, I would describe it as that.
Yeah, cool, man.
Awesome.
What kind of guitar do you play when you're all plugged in?
I have a Strat.
Yeah, okay.
I've been through a lot of guitars, and I really liked the Telly, but it was kind of bright. Like
Yeah.
I didn't want to like the Strat because everyone has a Strat.
Does
and
it have a
I
humbucker on it?
try
or is
and
it
fight
just
it. No,
single
it's a single coil.
coil? Right.
And I tried to fight it for many years, and then one day this woman comes into the store and she's like, "Hey, I'm moving to the Appalachian Mountains to become, I don't know, a hippie or whatever."
Right.
And she gave it to me. She's like, "I don't want this anymore." So
Yeah,
I
wow,
have,
that's
and the funny
incredible.
thing is, it's like a surf green, blue, closer to the ocean
Yeah.
colored Strat that it kind of found me, which like you must know about
Yeah.
how that happens. So,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I have a Strat that I love.
Yeah, guitars are magical in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. And when you find the right one, you really know you found it. you know what
Yeah,
mean?
I really didn't want the Strat, but it's like it's dialed in so nice. You don't have to fight with it, and
Yeah.
the neck, everything was just like.
When
got
you
me.
crank it up, do you find you have problems with like hum?
I use the whole thing on 10. I don't mess with the knobs. I don't do any of that.
Gotcha.
I just go all the way.
Yeah, yeah.
So
'Cause
and
one
then
of
we
the
kind
things
of
I've
dial it in from
noticed-
there.
One of the things
It's
I've
noisy.
noticed, yeah, exactly. Yeah, when I've used Strats, I've definitely kind of struggled to contain the hum. What I ended up doing was getting a noise suppressor. you
Uh-huh.
know. Yeah, and that worked really good. Actually, that was with my Telly. I had a Telly Deluxe, and in the band I was in at the time, we used to get really heavy, and so I just used the noise suppressor, and it worked
Yeah.
like a dream.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, yeah. Do you use pedals and stuff too?
I am like a minimalist with that stuff. I have
Right.
one pedal
Yeah.
that I use, which is just a distortion.
Right.
I have a MXR Badass,
Gotcha.
the 79, the red
Yeah.
one,
Right.
that I love. Again, went through all of them, went through like the DS1 and tried them all. And I liked like that classic like Nirvana sound, but it was
Yeah.
kind of like boxy, so I
Sure.
went for that. And I just have the one pedal, and I do just either clean or the
I love that.
distortion.
I love a nice simple setup, which
Yeah.
is ironic because my setup's complicated as hell right now.
Get the
but-
noise suppressor.
Well, yeah. Well, at one point, I had a super simple setup and loved it. But yeah. Now I don't know. Maybe it's doing this show, this podcast that we do, because I can see so much gear come through and I just get green
Yeah,
eyes, you know?
yeah. Our guitarist just went out and bought like 5 more pedals. We got a picture in the group chat. Hey guys, like just some things that you would never need to, like phaser, flanger. And
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I
kind-
actually let him borrow my pedal board.
Yeah.
And because I don't think he's ever really tried the whole pedal
he
board.
was like a digital guy.
Right, he was
Okay.
doing more digital, but then I gave him my entire board, and he loved it. He was mind blown. And then
Oh,
the
cool.
day after, he bought
The
like a
next
new
day.
board, and
Right
he put
on.
like 6 more pedals in there, combined with the ones that I gave him. So he's having a good time with it.
Oh, that's awesome. What kind of amp do you use?
I usually just go right through the house. I have a Hughes and Kettner Red Box DI.
Right on, yeah.
That's like the amp simulator.
Yeah.
Which works like for what I do. Like I'm not really the main guitar player.
Right.
Like Pat Clapton will have the amp and the pedal board.
I got
And
you.
I'm just more, I like to even kind of be in this space where I don't always have to be playing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that, these days, and we've talked about it quite a lot on here, but these days that those DIs and those amp sims, they're good.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
It's great.
I remember a time when they weren't, but it's definitely past, they're great. They really work these days. So would you say that your musical education and growing up being, learning all of this music and stuff, do you use that in your songwriting, or would you say that not so much? Like, do you just go by feel when you're writing a song, or do you use your music theory knowledge, to help you?
I'll sit there like with the capo and think about the key and like, oh, maybe up a half step. So I do use it, but I try and keep it more on the simple side.
Yeah.
I don't get too technical.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I don't even know if I do. I think when it comes to things like fleshing it out, like where should I go for the middle eight, or how to kind of fit the harmonies in it, or when we're figuring out how to fit the bass and the banjo to it, I think my music theory knowledge comes in then. But when I'm figuring out the original chords, I think I just go by what sounds good at the time.
Yeah, what feels good.
Yeah.
And then I love to have them come in and just add in those other parts. I like it to be that like melting pot of, if that's what you hear on the bass and it's working, play that.
Yeah.
Like I don't necessarily pick out the other parts. They totally add the other.
Yeah.
I just kind of come up with the original kind of the chords, and then we add all the stuff in, and we've had some good luck. It comes out like I like that, having everyone's influence.
Yeah, wicked.
Yeah.
I think at that point in time is probably a good opportunity to listen to you play a couple of tunes. You up for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I won't be so good to get you, and I would be so good to you. So won't you just tell me now what it is I'd have to do? And I will be tall, I'll be wild, I will be confident and cool, and I will keep it together, be bold, wise, and love you. Do anything that you ask me to. All you've got to say is that you want me to. And all you've got to say is that you want me to. Wanna be a billionaire, but I'm happy with what I got. And at the end of the day, I know that I've still got a lot. Wanna know what it's like to have, everything I want. And I can show you all the things to give you that I've got. I will be tall, I'll be wild, I will be confident and cool, and I will keep it together, be bold, wise, and love you. Do anything that you ask me to. All you've got to say is that you want me to. And all you've got to say is that you want me to. To say is that you want me to. And all you've got to say is that you want me to. all you've got to say is that you want me to. And all you've got to say is that you want me to. One, two, three, four. It's always the middle of the night when I wake up to find that I haven't been asleep at all, and it was all just a dream. Ideas roll to me. Sometimes you gotta let it be. You gotta just let it run its course. Feel the energy flow evenly through me. Can you feel it now? As you flood my mind, I can feel it now. And from the winds of change fall nickels and dimes, your lemon and limes. Well, it's a bubbling sweet contrast. And you're just what I've been looking for. You're just what I've been looking for. The anticipation of Vegas makes my attorney's head spin. As I'm advised to close my eyes and let my mind walk the time. You know we already there, we already going, we're going there. We already there, we already going, we're going there. When there's crickets in the silence, and think about me and how I played you that song. You know that when you live in the moment, and chances come along, chances come along. And you're just what I've been looking for. You're just what I've been looking for. Looking for
561 Music is brought to you by Handlebars Bar and Grill. It's a biker bar in Tequesta, and if you're driving up US 1, you come across it on the right-hand side. It's a little bar there. It's bright yellow. You can't miss it with the handlebars on the sign. And it has a long and storied history. It's been there. It used to be called Judy's, and it was run by this guy Victor, who sadly passed this year, R.I.P. Victor. And then my father-in-law took it over, and he's doing a great job up there. There is a bike night every second Thursday of the month, and there is a jam every fourth Sunday of the month. If you're interested in that kind of thing, it's just an all-inclusive, any kind of music, any style, any ability type of a jam. And there's great beers on tap, and they're wonderful food. Bernsey, the chef, does a fantastic job. If you're interested in classic cars or classic bikes, there's always that kind of stuff hanging around there. It attracts that sort of a crowd because it's called Handlebars Bar and Grill, so it makes sense. And yeah, you should come swing by. It's definitely a local spot and has a lot of character. And there's people who have been going there for decades and decades. It's one of those places that's a part of the furniture in Tequesta, and you should definitely come check it out. I booked the music for the place and love doing it, and I was a part of helping set the place up, and I'm a huge fan, and anyone who is interested in biker bars, or even if you've just never been to one and you're curious about what a biker bar is about, you should go and check out Handlebars Bar and Grill. We are also sponsored by Oasis Root. Now, Oasis Root Kava Bar is in Sea Grape Square on Indiantown Rd, and it is a kava bar. If you don't know anything about kava, it's a Polynesian root that you grind up and you mix with water. And it has been in Polynesia for potentially thousands of years. It's an old thing that they used for kind of ceremonial and also sort of leisure purposes. It's meant to be something where, that brings people together. You all take a shell of kava and chink them together and say bula and have it together like that. It's meant to be something to bring people together. It's has a kind of an effect, which is, I guess, a kind of a slightly warming effect. It just kind of makes you feel nice. It's not particularly intoxicating. It's not like drinking alcohol. So the atmosphere in a kava bar is sort of like a cross between a regular bar and a coffee house. It's pretty chill in there. You get all sorts of different types of kava bars. Some of them are more like a club, there's sort of like blacklight and EDM playing. And some of them are more like a cafe. This is one of the cafe type of ones. It's super chill in there. If you're looking for somewhere to, I don't know, maybe go and do some work on your laptop or go and have a chat with friends, it's perfect for that kind of thing. There's a foosball table in there if that's your jam, or baby-foot as they call it in France. And Jim, the owner, is a really cool guy, and he has very kindly sponsored our podcast. So thank you very, very much for that, Jim. They also do a poker night in there, all sorts of things going on at Oasis Root Kava Bar. 561 Music is brought to you by Live Music Community. It's the place that we're recording this podcast in right now. It is a school, but it's also a recording studio and a live streaming venue, and we can do all sorts of different things here. If you have any kind of project that you're trying to get off the ground, then we can film you and help you put together an EPK and record a demo for you. We can even record, full albums if you want. We have all the resources here. We have a green screen so you can do interesting music videos and stuff like that, and some great equipment, some really nice Blackmagic cameras and proper recording equipment. But really the thrust of the place is that it is a school. So the main thing that we do is help young musicians from as young as 5 to really all the way through to adults, but we focus mainly on the young people, and we help them learn what it's like to be in a band. So we get them together and teach them all of individual lessons, but also in groups. And when we teach them in the groups, it's not just a question of teaching them how to play a whole load of covers. We help them learn how to write their own songs. We encourage them to make merchandise. We teach them of the things that could go wrong when they're at a gig, and all of the little things that you wouldn't necessarily think of that go into what it's like being in a band and how to be a band and how to be professional. And it's great. We've seen great success with these kids. They play fantastically. And I think not only is it a good thing for people who want to be in a band, just the life skills that go along with it in terms of working as a team and the courage to stand up in front of people to do something are invaluable. And we see these kids grow into amazing young adults. We've had a wonderful time doing this and really enjoy it. Justin, who runs the place, Justin Hucker, is a really inspirational leader of young people, I have to say, and I really enjoy seeing him work with them, and I'm proud to be one of his members of staff. We have it's Yaz and me and Justin and Mike Scott and Corey and Ryan are currently the members of the team, and we cover all the instruments. A few of us are multi-instrumentalists, and then we have Ryan, who pretty much focuses directly on drums. We've got pretty much everything across the board when it comes to teaching you how to be in a band, teaching you how to play your instrument, and yeah, so that's Live Music Community. Come by and check us out. We are at 9091 North Military Trail. number 8, and it's Palm Beach Gardens, Florida 33410. So if you're heading from West Palm Beach north on Military Trail, as soon as you go past North Lake on your left, just tuck into the first little plaza there on your left, and it's in the corner. Come and see us. If you just want to come and have a look around, we're open from about 2 p.m. to about around 8 or 9 or most days of the week, and then there's usually someone hanging around here on weekends too. So anytime you want to swing by, just come and see us, or if you want to give us a call, look us up online, just write Live Music Community and all of our details are there. The number is 561-951-6902. All right, thank you very much. So those tunes are really, really lovely. Before we start talking about the songs, one of the questions I like to ask after we've talked about Live Music Community, where we're recording the podcast here, is do you have any advice for young musicians?
Yeah, definitely. I think that a piece of advice that I could have used when I was younger, in my case, I did not have those tools. I did not have the lessons or somebody really supporting that idea. So I kind of had to really chase that on my own. And it was very difficult, you know, not having someone to kind of show you the ropes. Yeah. And, I'm saying for young students or younger people wanting to get into music, it's finding a home. Don't stop looking, because eventually, you're going to find someone who's really going to give you that information. Yeah. And nowadays we have the tools of the internet and all that great stuff. So I guess my only advice would be try to seek that one person and locally and meet up with them and actually do it. Yeah. Whatever it is, just grab it, the guitar. It doesn't matter how it sounds. It doesn't matter who you're with, how many people are there. Just go do it with someone.
I've always found that, one or two people who are your kind of compatriots with it are really important. And that's not to say that I haven't had my musical heart broken many times. I certainly have. But, because it is like a relationship. It is a relationship of, it's not necessarily a romantic one, but definitely a close relationship. And, over the years, there's always been that small group of people, one or two people who've I've been closely working with music, and I think that's great advice to find that person.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a tough road to just try and do it on your own. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So could you tell us a little about the two songs that you just sang us, please?
Yes. So the first song, "Give It What You Got," we just released on all the platforms. That's our single, and we've been doing shows trying to promote that. It's really like the first official single, and then the second song we're in the process of doing the studio recording version of that. Right. So hopefully we'll be soon.
Power Station as well.
We're looking at a couple different places. Right. We definitely like to we're big hands-on. We like to do everything ourselves. So we're working on we already have it chosen. We've just got to get all of the pieces in them.
Yeah, cool. What when it comes to the lyrical content, what are those two songs about?
So "Give It What You Got" is about that feeling of just kind of euphoric, that you can do it. Like you said, you make a decision that you're gonna do something, and that's it. You've got this. Yeah, yeah. And that's kind of the vibe. We like to put that energy out to the people and raise them up. If they wanna, whatever you got, let's give it what you got.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Awesome. And then the answer is loosely based on the Hunter S. Thompson book, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, right on. Which is a dream of ours. Yeah, that's a goal. We would like to go there. We've never been to Vegas.
Oh, it's a good time.
We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen one day.
Yeah, wicked.
That's one of my favorite movies, by the way.
Yeah, that's awesome. A great movie.
Awesome. My friend Matt, who we were just talking about, is moving to Vegas.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's perfect for him.
That's why he hung up his
I'm sad though that he's
propaganda.
Not at propaganda anymore.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I know, it's definitely the end of an era.
Yeah.
He's a good lad, Matt.
We used to play there before they painted over that, remember the red?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Remember that? We have some photos.
Yeah, when Cecil and Justin used to run it all the way back in the day.
And we're big Dashboard Confessional fans, he played a show there when it was that old backdrop, and we went in a week later, and we wanted to do Hands Down, a cover of one of the Dashboard songs. And we knew they were painting, so we tried to get in there. I think we went to an open mic, and we did it the week before they painted it, so that we would have the same video as the real Dashboard Confessional video.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's out there somewhere. I don't know.
That's
on
awesome.
the internet, but
Yeah, man. I feel like I missed the trick with Dashboard Confessional a little bit. I feel like I need to go back and sit and
I
actually
love
listen
that.
to
I
it
just
properly.
love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what's next for the band? Have you got what in terms of things coming up, things in the pipes? What do you got? Where are you guys headed?
So our direction, we have recently been working on that exact thing. I'm a big planner. I like to set things out and write things in notebooks, and I think I'm pretty sure our plans for the remaining of this year is going to be to release one more single.
Yeah.
Next year, 3-song EP, maybe. Okay. I would say second quarter of next year. So yeah,
Okay.
single before the end of this year, and 3 songs early next year.
Excellent. It's great that you have some kind of idea about where you're going, because it's a lot easier to make things happen if you know the things that you're trying to make happen.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's easier to hit the goal if you know what the goal is.
Oh, we actually live by that.
We
like,
love
yeah,
that,
we
yeah.
live with our whole motto is like you got to know exactly where you're going. 'Cause
Yeah.
How else are you gonna get there if
Our
you don't know where you're
ultimate goal
going?
is the halftime show at the Super Bowl.
Halftime show at the Super Bowl.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That is a great goal.
Absolutely.
That's super awesome. So
Mine is to play on the moon, but you know.
yeah.
That would be good
that's-
too.
but that's
be,
just
that
me.
would be.
I mean, small audience. Nobody would be there but me. But I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah, man.
You
Show
could
on
live
the moon,
stream
the
it.
great gig in the sky.
Yes.
There you go. There you go.
What have you got any gigs coming up?
Right now we're focused more on doing the recording.
Yeah.
But we always like to jump on things. We're constantly looking at a lot of, right now it's a lot of local places. And we like to do these recons where we go to the place and we don't say anything. We just
Yeah.
come as patrons, and kind of like a bar rescue kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
We just assimilate ourselves in the environment, and then we decide okay, we could see us playing here.
Yeah, cool.
And then then we send out the press kit. We'll reach out, but first we go and check them out.
Well, not only is that smart, it's also fun. It means you get to go have a night
Oh,
out.
yeah. We have 4 Heinekens, and
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
having
yeah.
a great time.
Honey, we're gonna go to a recon. We're
yeah,
gonna
it's
go
work.
do some band
I'm
work.
working, yeah.
Not really. Just gonna go get tanked out there. But
Just gonna go to the bar.
I mean, we do check out the place in the meantime. So.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, we looked at it.
All right.
I think I remember I liked it. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. All right, so what we got coming up? So on Friday,
We had a schedule change. We were at Conky Joe's.
Yeah.
Conky Joe's.
That's
I
it,
have
you
the hardest
got it.
time saying that.
I know, yeah. That
and-
could go really wrong if
And-
you're not careful.
Yeah, right. And it could go really wrong. And now we are at Terra Firmata.
Yeah. We're playing from 7 to 10 at Terra Firmata in Stewart. And
First, is it first Friday? Is that what it is? Is
Yeah.
that like First Friday Fest or something?
Yeah,
yeah.
we haven't played a proper 3-hour show there for a really long time. So we used to, when Ron ran the place years ago, we used to play there all the time.
Nice.
And then one thing and another, and then COVID and da-da-da. We've only played there one time since COVID.
Then it was
So
just a benefit for like 30 minutes or something.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
Like a half a set or something. Yeah.
exactly. So it'd be really nice to come and
Yeah.
and settle back in at Terra Firmata.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and then what else are we doing?
Are you guys doing Square Group or Saturday?
Yeah, we got Square Grouper, haven't we?
As a
on-
as a
from-
duo, 3 to
from 3 to
6.
6.
And then Sunday we're playing DOS.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, from 7 to 10.
7 to 10.
Yeah.
I thought that was unusual for a Sunday night, but
Yeah,
cool.
it is.
Cool to play on a Sunday, man.
Absolutely. And on Saturday night, I'm playing at Island Route. So if
Okay.
anyone wants to come and see me at a Kava bar, I'm at Island Route in Stewart. It's a nice little spot. It's just right there on, is it Colorado? Yeah.
Yeah.
The main street there in Stewart. And as Kava bars go, Island Route's a pretty fun one. They do this thing where they mix the Kava with the Kratom with what is it? Nitrogen? Yeah, nitrogen.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of
yeah.
like, fizzy, sort of like a beer kind of thing.
Bubbly.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Pretty cool place. So I'll be there, from 9 to midnight. So if anyone wants to come and hang out with me when I'm all on my lonesome, I'd really appreciate it.
Awesome.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming on,
Thank
guys.
you.
Really nice to meet you, Laura and CJ. Take it easy, and good luck with everything.
Thank
Yes,
you.
guys. Thanks for
And,
having us.
yeah, everybody that's listening and watching, as usual, there are icons on the screen. I believe above Ben's head and below Ben's head somewhere. Yeah, and they are like and subscribe buttons. So like, subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so we can monetize the channel. If we monetize the channel, like everything else we do with the podcast, any money we're making, we're dumping it right back into the podcast so we can help promote local bands and get the local scene, seen.
Exactly.
Outside of the local scene. So, yeah.
Besides, how am I going to get my solid gold hat otherwise?
Absolutely. So, yeah, like and subscribe. You can also follow us on all the socials at 561 Music Podcast on all the socials, and the website, www.561music.com. You can listen to the podcast on there, and you can also donate or become a sponsor of the show.
Yeah, which we would really appreciate. It does cost us money to do this, so we have to get the money from somewhere, so every little helps.
Yeah. So the bottom line, like, subscribe, send us money.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate having you guys.
Yeah. See you later,
Thanks, guys.